I'm here to introduce you to a wonderful friend of mine, the man who's made me some of the best drinks of my life, Michael Menegos, and he's slipping me a good cigar.
Hello everyone, boys and girls, ladies and gents.
So what is it like being in Havana?
Okay, you want to hear the good things first or
Yes.
the bad things first?
No, let's do the good news first.
Okay.
You know, okay.
The good things is that the wonderful people from Havana Club Internacional, which is the mother company, let's say, of Cuban rum, the ambassadors of Cuban rum, needed the services of a person who more or less had my CV.
How do you operate a bar and make two of the world's most famous drinks if one day they say, oops, you don't have any mint and you don't have any limes?
Or you don't have any electricity.
Okay, life goes on normally. Nothing will stop them to have fun, make the best out of what they have, which is taking a cardboard box and they're making a castle out of it. They're magicians. This is the craft of Cuban people.
When I was 9 years old, I made my first martini under the guidance of my mom, who was a hotel manager, and she told me actually all the secrets of the trade, with lots of formality, lots of, let's say, good points on quality and perfect serve. So I think I did a good job, and I didn't let her down. 21 years of behind the bars. That's a long time. Yeah, but I'm really happy. I got some good stuff from it.
So let's talk about the bars. I mean,
Okay.
after all, two of the most classic bars in the world.
Yeah, La Bodeguita del Medio, where for decades the mojito has been firstly developed there when Angel Martinez bought over a retail shop and transformed it gradually into a bar where the original Cuban mojito was developed to become more palatable using better quality Cuban rum. And then you have, of course, the Floridita. The apron I'm very proudly sporting today. It's the oldest existing apron of El Floridita, I think about 15 years old. And the very kind bartenders of El Floridita gave it to me as a gift and told me to say hello to everyone. So, un saludo desde Cuba, desde La Floridita.
So people who inspire me are usually younger people, not older as you would expect. So people from the trade that are just starting up. So I can see their thirst for knowledge, for new stuff, for creation. So this is actually what inspires me, along with several other masters of the trade who are very humble to call themselves masters. Gary Regan is one of them, an excellent author. David Wondrich, an unbelievable author and a fantastic mentor. All these wonderful people that we had the luck to work with in the last few days as well.
The Floridita, that's where daiquiri was first, let's say, publicized to a broader audience, definitely a foreign audience. So Constantino Iribailagua developed this drink, adds his touches, first of all, by hand rolling limes on the counter of the bar, and then adding 2 dashes of maraschino liqueur. They used initially the Luxardo maraschino, something that's really extinct right now in Cuba. You cannot find it easily. There's not such an ease of import of products. So whenever you're in Havana and you want to give something really, really good to a bartender of Floridita and make friends forever, just bring him a bottle of good maraschino.
Well, bartending is a serious job. I mean, it is a fun job. It's a well-paid job in some cases, but to my concern, is one of the most noble jobs a man can get. You have to be an aristocrat. You have to be very cosmopolitan, very knowledgeable. You have to be traveled. You have to know languages. You have to be a man of the world. So yeah, it is a very, very serious job.
Let's talk very, very briefly with a few words about Cuban rum. What is Cuban rum? Which is actually the basic, essential ingredient of Cuban classic cocktails. So to my belief, you cannot make a real Cuban cocktail without using Cuban rum. And the ambassador of Cuban rum right now is undoubtedly Havana Club.
My all-time favorite cocktail to drink would be the Manhattan. Just love Manhattan. The complexity of flavors, different layers of flavors in fact. Whether the base is rum, whiskey, bourbon, rye, scotch, anything that is elevated by the addition of good red vermouth and artisanal bitters. So this is my favorite drink.
The maestro roneros, the master blenders, the master rum makers, they use a process of aging which is, to my knowledge, unique in the world, which is, first of all, to maintain the light body of the final product, is to cut down the alcoholic rate. I hate being technical, but I have to, so nobody leaves here without understanding what the real process of making Cuban rum is, which is, after distilling, you get the aguardiente, and then they cut down its alcoholic grade, which is quite high, because we're talking about a column still, with copper elements. And they cut it down with a mixture of alcohol and water, fountain water, water from a fountain. Thus, lowering the alcoholic rate, aging it for 1 year, filtering it, and they're using this as a base for all the aged rums.
When I make drinks, I prefer very low, in a very low volume, mainly jazz music or soul music, or anything from, let's say, 40s and 50s, whether it be jazz, whether it be Latin boleros or Latin music. This really excites me. Actually, this is my favorite music to listen at home as well.
Now, another thing about this aging is, for more prolonged aging, the aging and blending process continues, only this time with older rums. So when we're talking about a 7-year-old rum, the youngest distillate that's in the bottle is 7 years old. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've cracked open a couple of barrels of 10-year-old rum that was used as the blending material for younger rums.
I want to ask a very serious question. I don't have to sound depressed. I don't mean to be depressing. Havana, limitations on things, economics of things. There's something the bartenders there could teach all of us. What is it?
These are the most inventive guys I've ever met behind bars. For example, the use of mint. They may, if they don't have very good quality of mint, I've seen them use basil leaves. I saw it in Bodeguita making a basil mojito with Italian basil that still exists somewhere, I don't know where. And I had one, it was fantastic.
So the one thing that I would like people to take with them from the speech would be that whatever I experience in Havana, whenever I go to the distillery, which is the provenance of Cuban rum, the authenticity of it. And also, whenever I go to Cuban bars, to bars of Havana, is the obvious, which is a Cuban cocktail, original Cuban cocktail is made with Cuban rum.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for
I'd like to
saying that,
cheer
though.
you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Guy. And hope to see you very, very soon, everyone in Havana. Salud.